This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our second part of our Farming Simulator 22 map first impressions video of La Coronella. So as I was finishing the recording of this map video, I realized that we had a lot of footage and we couldn't really cut anything out because it was all useful information. So as opposed to having a 2-hour long video, I thought let's split it up into two parts. So the first part, which encompassed the 3 different play modes and what encompasses the competitive play mode, the production and starting equipment and starting land in standard play mode, as well as the starting equipment, starting land, and production overview of the pro play mode. We also took a look at a farm tour around the main farm, and we also did an aerial tour of the entire map under pro mode in part 1. If you want to go ahead and check that out, I'll put a little tick up in the upper right corner. Now, before we get on with the drive around portion, which is the entirety of the part 2 video, this video is brought to you by Greedy Troll and Farming Peter. Thank you for being farm barons. And with that, let's go ahead and pick up the tape where we left off at the end of part 1. Alrighty, which way shall we go? Guess we'll take a left here just for the start. We have a sell point for our milk. So we have our cow milk and our sheep milk. We have the dairy sell point. So we have people stopping and waiting. Isn't that courteous? We're a gas station. Garrison garage. We are just down the hill from the main starting farm. We've got an animal area down here. So this is for our pigs. Let's go ahead and buy all of this land. Hold on. And now that we have bought all the farmland, we do have all the appropriate hot points marked on the mini map as well as at all the locations. So we have our pigs, and just like our chickens, we have some custom pigs going on here. We have the pink Iberian suckling pig for breeding. Then we have the pink Iberian pig breeding. Then we have the Iberian suckling pig for fattening, and then the Iberian pig for fattening. Now, all of these pigs, they visually look the same. There isn't a real big difference on that. As far as what we need to do to feed our pigs. So our pigs are going to take pig food as the base. Then we're going to also need to supply our animal food, 25% animal food, and then 10% in our potatoes or sugar beet. We have our straw trigger located right there. Wonderfully marked. And on the other side of our pig area, we have our slurry, we have our water, and then we have our manure heap for the pigs. Another nice placeable area here. I mean, the pole's kind of in the middle, but at any rate, a decent little area here where we could put some stuff down, like maybe our animal food mixer. All right. It's just so much stuff. Don't know where to go next. Without ending up on just doubling back a lot, right? So in here we have our grape processing facility. We have our interactive icon. We have our dump point for, or we have our pallet point for our grape juice and raisins. We have our dump point for our pallets. Remember, we're in pro mode, so all of these are going to take pallets. And we have our dump point for our grapes. Over here we have our sheep that are going to produce sheep milk. So this is where we go to do milking of our sheep. We have some custom sheep as well. We have our standard base game 22 sheep, and then we have these sheep down here. I quite honestly don't know what the differences between any of these are as far as gameplay elements go, but again, they have negative numbers. So let's take a look. 108, 807. Let's buy the sheep and see if we have more money. We do. Now we have 111, 433. Well, we can make money by buying our sheep. That is likely going to be fixed in an update. No way are we supposed to earn money by getting these sheep. So we have our food point. And you may ask yourself, what do we need to feed these sheep with? Well, we need to feed them either grass or hay, and then also animal food. Remember the compound animal food that we have to produce. This is where we're going to get our pig, or not a pig, but our sheep milk. And then we need to give our sheep some water. So the water point is over there. Further up the hill, we now have a nice collection of pedestrians all over the place, boys. All over the place. We've got a sell point. I mean, with the amount of production going on the map, sell points are almost like, oh, it's just a sell point. Right? A little underrated. We have another sell point. Let's go ahead and take a look at the names of these two particular sell points. So we have the Follow, Cooperative, and the Restaurant sell point. We're going to make our way up here to the Olive Cleaner and Pallet Factory next. So this is the olive grove that we flew over. Road signs galore. Road signs galore. I guess we'll continue to go. I know the Pallet Factory's over there. Just got a shed here, some fields close by. I like when we have just these random sheds. They really do aid in gameplay where you can stage things, kind of keep your machinery off to the side. Our Pallet Factory, which is going to be key, absolutely key in pro mode. We're going to have to keep this Pallet Factory just pumping things out. It's almost a little depressing that we can't buy pallets at the shop. Pre-made pallets. Right? This is where we're going to get our pallets once they are produced. Here's where we're going to get our wood chips out as a result of the pallet making process, and our dump station and log cell trigger right there, your interactive icon here at the pallet facility. And now we got to go down the hill to our olive cleaning facility. Is over here, fairly large area for the process of cleaning pallets. A little empty residential zone here. Another empty residential zone. A lot. There we go. I like it when we have roads like this. Gives you more of a, I guess, a kind of a more realistic feel to the environment. Lots of folks walking around. Lots of folks walking around. So here we are at the olive processing facility. We're gonna dump our dirty olives here. Okay, our dirty olives are gonna go into there. We're gonna get our clean olives out of here. We can tell our clean olives because of the color of the olive itself versus the dirty olives. And then we're going to get up the hill our olive leaves from here. Now the olive leaves, as best as I can tell, don't have any further production value. They are a residual, and they do have the ability to be sold. So, really cool facility. Love when we have elevation changes like this. We have our interactive icon right there. Oh, I guess we can't sneak around. Pardon me, dudes. Pardon me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Pardon me. We have some places to go. People to see. I'm going to keep an eye on that mini-map. Make sure we hit as best as we can all of the areas that we need to hit, while trying to not miss anything visually that is just worth pointing out. More shed storage. All right, so here we have our olives. Not our olives, our almonds. There we have our almonds again. We have a stone crusher on the right. And this is going to be for, I assume, bulk lime purchasing. Indeed, stone and lime at that point. I think what we'll do is we'll make our way around here. And we'll hit up our almond oil production, our melons distribution center. We'll hit these down here, and then we'll maybe make our way back up this way in order to get to these, which we skipped, and then we'll make our way around. That's what we'll try. Turn around, son. Going the wrong way. Curious what your all's thoughts are on this map down in the comments below. Which map mode are you gonna play? Standard, Pro, or are you just gonna bring out the competitive for some fun with friends? I think we're gonna move to this map. We're gonna put Italia to the wayside. I ran into some issues on that map. We'll see if it gets updated. We'll table it for now. And we're gonna be coming over here, I think. So we have our almond oil production. Oh, right by the awesome waterfall. So we're gonna bring our clean, oh sorry, no, our almonds here, not our olives. We're gonna bring our almonds and dump into there. We're gonna get olive oil, or almond oil, liquid out here. We're gonna have to use our modded tanker to haul that. Then we have our interactive icon right there. Now we can sell almond oil in this format, or we could further process it into smaller bottles. Try not to get swept away by the waterfalls. Now we have our melon greenhouses, and our melon greenhouses are going to, once again, in pro mode. We have pallet drop-off points for both greenhouses. We have water. We have where our melon pallets are going to spawn. And then we have manure for our melon pallet. Then over here we have our watermelon pallet. We have our water. We have our watermelon melon pallets. And then we have our manure point for that greenhouse. A little depressed that we don't have modified versions of these that we can place to further expand our melon operations. Maybe we want to consolidate. We don't want to have to run all the way up here. It would be nice to be able to put all of those down. So this is a little tricky, at least from this entry point. And here we have a sell point for some various products. We have a sell point for grapes, clean olives, and almonds. Then we have a sell point for our wool and cotton. At the bottom of that waterfall, picturesque, to say the least. Was it La Cornelia in 19 that had the barley juice that I was so dense on and didn't realize that was an analog for adult beverage? I can be really dense some days, like ultra dense. So here we have bulk buying point to buy seed. We can buy fertilizer. Oh, this is so cool. Here we have the "you are here" type thing. Where's our little dot? We should have a little dot. You are here. That's so cool. We have sell point for bales. We have a buy point for manure. We have a buy point for chaff. We have a sell point for more bales. We have a buy point for liquid fertilizer and herbicide. This is kind of a universal buy area. Bulk buying and bale selling. Oh, back it up. Back up the truck, Chuck. Almost missed our turn off. Thank you. Thank you. It's almost like you knew we were coming. Down here we have our... What do we have down here? Fabric confessions. So this is where we're going to bring fabric and get our clothing. So we have a wardrobe trigger once again. This guy likes to change his clothing. Well, our interactive icon. We have our dump point for our fabric. We have our dump point for our pallets. We have our clothing spawn point up here on the dock. Bring an autoload trailer or a forklift, wheel loader, front loader, something. And then we have our olive oil facility. So we have water. We have our dump station for our clean olives. And then around the corner, we're going to pull our liquid olive oil out. Right here, this is where we get our olive oil. And then we have our interactive icon right there. Little placeable area right across the street. A couple little areas. Yeah, we have to wind our way down. Here we have the cooperative. We have a sell point for pallets. We have sell points for almonds, corn, wheat, barley, sorghum, and barley. Wheat, barley, oats, sorghum. Oh, sorry, this is not. Oh, this is a flour facility. Yes, this is where we are going to produce our flour, our grain mill. Ignore everything. Flour pallets, grain dump, pallet dump. Doubling back a little bit. We go further up the road there, that's where we're going to find the way that we went up to get around to the almonds and such. Our textile mill. We're going to be producing our fabric. So we're going to bring our cotton and wool over to here. We're going to bring our pallets. The F4 located spot there. We're going to get our fabric out. There's our interactive icon. Across the street, we have our interactive icon. We have our fill point. This is our Pallet Factory. Right? No, sorry. This is where we're going to dump our pallets. This is not a pallet factory. This is where we are going to make furniture and wooden boxes. They're going to spawn there. And our logs are going to go, our planks are going to go there. We're going to get wood chips out as a part of this process. We need to get back to the road. Whoa, there's like people walking down the middle of the road here. Hello, lady. You're not that important. Here we have our, I guess, dairy. No. This is our potato chip factory. So we have our potato dump point. We have then our potato chip pickup, our pallets, and our oil, our sunflower oil drop off. We should have went there before we went over to here. That's okay. I think this road will let us come around to the next area that we need to be at. Here we have our cow facility. Okay. So we have our manure heap. We have our slurry point. If we wish to feed our cows manually, well, we can do that from within here. We also have our straw trigger in there. If we wish to use the feeding robot, we can do that by putting our hay here. Straw, silage. Then our feeding robot will drive automatically from here. He'll go up along this way. And then he'll run along here and make his way in. Would like to see this, the robot's path, maybe marked out with concrete. Kind of a different ground texture, so you knew where the robot was going to go, so you didn't put anything in its way. So since this is using a feeding robot, we don't have to use animal feed here. We do have, sorry, mineral feeds that we need to put down. 410 cows in this particular facility. 440 cows, sorry. We have our milk, and then we also have a water point over here for our cows under this rock. Then the cows have the ability to wander down under here to get to this side of their pasture. think there are 2 production points across the rudder here. Yep. Here we have our bakery. We have our interactive icon. We have our dump point for all of our fill types. We have our pickup point for our bread, cakes, and donuts, again in pro mode. And we have our pallet drop off. Across the street from the bakery, we have our corn oil facility. Corn in, corn oil out, and our interactive icon. It's like an angry mob here. Watch out. Let's go up and around. So this is going to take us back up here to where we were, fabric confections and such. So right over here, a little hard to see, but this is a water point where we can get water collection area. Here we have our sugar plant. So we have our interactive icon, our sugar pallets, our pallet dump point. Then we have our sugar beet cut, sugar beet and sugarcane dump point. Continue to go up the hill. We've already been to these areas. We're doing a little bit of a double back. Now it's all new. Here we have the South Biogas plant. We have 2 silage bunkers here at the South Biogas plant. Some vehicle implement storage. And down the hill, we have our digester, our interactive icon, our dump station for slurry, our pickup point for digestate, and our pickup point for methane gas. Of course, we could always set methane to auto selling, should we so wish. We have our cereal factory. We have our interactive icon. We have our dump station for our chocolate, honey, and raisins. Our dump station for our grains. We have our dump station for our pallets. We have our spawn point for our cereal, our regular cereal, and our chocolate cereal. Oh. Sorry, I was looking to see how long we had been recording this segment, and I ran into the barrier. La Cornelia Dairy. Really like the entries into lots of these facilities. We have our sheep milk, our sugar, our cow milk drop-offs. We have our drop-off for our pallets. Then we have our pickup for all of our dairy products, so our cheese. Cheese is our butter and our chocolate. Also down here we have then the sheep facility that is going to produce wool. So we've already seen sheep that are going to produce sheep milk. These are going to produce wool right there. Food, 320 sheep. Water, and then what do we need to feed them? Well, just like the sheep that do milk, we have hay or grass, and then in addition, for maximum productivity, we have our animal food compound. A little in-cab driving. Get down to the next area. Get a sense of some of the elevation, maybe a little bit better from here. Wonderful use of elevation changes, as I've said already so many times. A little double back. Go into this facility. So we have our pallet drop-off. Our interactive icon, we have our water drop-off. We have our tree drop-off. We have our cotton drop-off. So this is going to be for our paper. And then we have our paper and cardboard spawn point. We have some wildlife. Go on their wildlife thing. Going through a tunnel. And then in here we have our traditional sawmill. We have our interactive icon. We have our plank spawn point. We have our wood chip point. We do have a pallet drop off because we do need pallets for the sawmill. Map edge. Wrong turn. We are at the map's edge. So let's double back. There is our paper factory. Started here. We went down to that sell point. So we've covered then from here, we covered here, we've got that area, we covered all of this. Down here, we've covered all of that. So we are now going to make our way back up this way to hit our Biogas East. A couple more production sites there. We're going to then come up here through the northern part of town, hit the north part of town, then make our way up to this section here. We're going to have to go across the river to hit biomass heating. Then we're going to wrap it all up at, I believe, the grain elevator. And then we have our animal dealer. So we're going to wrap it up over here at the animal dealer. Oh, we have... I think I'm going to split this video up into 2 parts. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because we are 40 minutes into just the driving part of this map. Video. So I think I'm going to split this up into 2 parts. I'm not really sure where I'm going to split it up at. We've already split it up into 2 parts at this point. So by hearing this, you've already watched part 2. And assumingly you've watched part 1. This is definitely not the first time that we've split maps up like this that are just so large and have so much going on. And up the hill we go. Here we have the stone crusher to lime. So we're going to get our lime out. Then we have our stone in. Just down the hill from that. We have our, this is our pellet factory. This is where we're going to make wood pellets. So here we're going to get our pallet of pellets. We have our pallet drop off. And our wood chip drop off. Another little building area there. All right, from here we need to make our way down, and then we need to go up the hill to eventually get over here to the biogas plant. This map has lots of production that's going to be able to, you've got a forest right there. You can just go straight from forest to wood chipper to get your pellets. You can take your logs to any of the other places and then get wood chips as a result of, you know, other production. So many different ways to do each production item. Nice little stone bridge here. Is this the best map we have seen to date for Farm Sim 22? I think some might argue it is. As far as a gameplay, you know, variability, right? There's a lot going on here. Just keep you busy for months. Give our potato. Sell point. Yep, potato sell point. Here we have the distribution center sell point. They're going to accept a whole lot of various products. And here we need to go to Biogas East. Biogas East is the biogas plant that's going to let us make methane tanks. So we have our output for digestate. We have 2 silage bunkers. We have our dump point for slurry. We have our digester, and then our methane gas cylinders are going to appear on the shelf here. Well, curious to see where this road takes us. It's kind of a steep way in there, but an interesting back way in. Here we are coming back through town. Vehicle shop over here to our right. This road will take us back up to the main farm to the left. And then we've got a lot going on here. This is the packaging facility. So we're going to get out of here our strawberry jelly, our tomato juice, our strawberry smoothie, our chocolate smoothie, and our melon smoothies. That's where the finished products are going to be. We have our dump point here for a lot of our inputs. Strawberries, tomatoes, melons, watermelons, chocolate, sugar, and bread. We have our dump point here for our olive oil and our milk. We have our dump station for our pallets. This is for our butter production. Then we have our margarine pallet spawn point and our dump point for all of our oils for margarine. Over here we have the pallet point for our jams and jellies and slurry, or smoothies. And I'm guessing this is nothing. Yeah, that was a dump point for something there. Heck, that might be something that's coming in the future. You need to double back just a little bit. Here we have bulk lime and then another stone crusher. This is just right beside the road that takes us up to the biogas plant. Another outstanding waterfall. And here we have a methane sell point. Remember, if we are in standard mode, some of these locations that I'm showing you will not exist. We have another grain sell point. We have our horse area. We have our water trough. 14 horses. We have mares and foals. Now, the foals are just going to appear as standard horses, right? They're not going to appear as small horses. But we do have mares and foals, so we can buy a young horse and it will grow up. We have our food point. As far as food requirements for our horses, we have then hay as well as grain, either oats or sorghum, and then again the compounded animal feed. So that is going to be a straw trigger there. Now, as I just said, depending if you're playing on standard or pro, some things may or may not be on the map. This facility that we are just about to go to is one of those very things. This is not on the standard map, but this is just kind of a buildable area in standard gameplay mode. We have our interactive icon, we have our dump station for our sunflowers, and then we have our sunflower oil output right there. Again, you're going to need to use one of the modded tankers to pull that out. Then we come up to our sugarcane area, it looks like. So I think this is going to be just a standard sell point for root crops, sugar beet cut, sugar beet, and sugarcane. And really it would be cool if we had like the "You Are Here" sign right there. I think that'd be neat. Coming around here, we have our solar facility located down there. I love it how these panels rotate with the sun. Super awesome. Then down here, broken record. Absolutely love the changes in elevation. Absolutely love the changes in elevation. Here we have some more of our greenhouses. We have our pallet point. Then we have our strawberry greenhouse with our water, and our manure is located right there for our strawberries. Coming up, we have our manure, our water for our lettuce. Then we have our pallets for our lettuce, our pallets then for our tomatoes, our manure for our tomatoes, and our tomato greenhouse itself with the water point. Up and around and then back down through the water to a canola oil facility. Our interactive icon, our canola dump point, or canola oil fill point. We'll make sure we hit everything up here. So we got to our grain station, horse barn. We have a methane cell point there, sunflower oil, sugar company, our 3 greenhouses, our rapeseed oil, our canola oil. Then we'll go across the river to our right, biomass, come back, grain elevator, then our final point over there. Really hope you guys have hung through to this point of the video, because boy, this map is really awesome. We've got another water point over there, water extraction point. Super awesome details, elevation changes, irregularly shaped fields, lots of production. Oftentimes you don't get all of those things in the same map. You know, we'll see a production map. It's heavy on production. It's absolutely flat as a board and has square fields all over the place. We'll see a map that has really great terrain elevation changes, complex field shapes, but's light on sell points or is light on production. Here we have the best of all worlds, in my opinion. It could be seriously top 5 candidate for sure for one of the top 5 maps that we have seen to date in Farm Sim as far as gameplay goes, right? Every map is not going to suit everybody. There will be people who are like, oh, I don't like that map because it's too hilly, it's too flat, it's got too many fields, too little fields. Fields are too big, fields are too small. Too much production, not enough production. Production's too simplistic. Whatever, there's always reasons. There's always reasons for someone to be this is not the perfect map for everyone. But this is pretty high up there, in my opinion, for a lot of people. So let's do the final score breakdown here. The final score that I always am slow to give is trigger and player interactive areas being clearly marked. And the reason I'm slow to give that is because we want to go around and see everything to make sure everything is properly marked. Overall, I'm going to give it a full point with respect to that metric because we've got signage everywhere. If you can't figure out what goes somewhere there, then you probably haven't really looked hard enough. We have corner markers for just about everything. We definitely have icons that show you what goes where. We have, even for the animal areas, a little sign that shows you with icons of what goes where. The universal language of pictures. So overall, this map is going to score 4 out of 5. We could have got a little bit higher if we could delete those bunkers. Quite possibly that is a mistake and will be fixed in an update. And the only other way to have improved this score would have been to have more custom buildings with the newer texturing technique, the new occlusion technique where we have the illusion of a 3D appearance. Does that affect your gameplay? For some people it will, for other people it won't. Again, it all depends upon you, and that's why you shouldn't base the score simply upon the thumbnail and decide if you're going to play or not play the map. You need to watch the video and decide on your own, is how the map derived to that score important to you? Does it matter if you can't sell everything that you can grow? Does it matter that there is or isn't production? Does it matter if the farm is permanently burnt into the map at all? Does it matter if the buildings have really great textures or not so great textures? And does it matter if the triggers are logically placed and easily found? For some people, the answer will be yes to all of those. For others, the answer will be no to some of those. I don't think it really matters to somebody that's no to everything. But we probably have those types of people also. So here we are, coming up to the last area, our animal dealer and collection of buy and sell points that are part of the animal dealer. So we have our animal trigger right here. We have a sell point for silage, hay straw, and grass. We have a buy point for corn, wheat, oats, and mineral feed. We have a buy point for pig food. And we have a buy point for TMR. And guys, that is gonna do it for this absolute epic video. So like I said, we're gonna separate this up into two parts. I don't know at this point where we're splitting it up. It might be split up at the fly around. It might be split up at the drive around. But at any rate, by the time you get to this part of the video, clearly I know now how it's split up, but I'm still recording it. I haven't got around to editing it and figuring out where I want to make that logical break. Let me know down in the comments below. Is this a map you're going to play? Which play mode are you going to play if it is a map that you are going to play? And would you like to see this in multiplayer? Let me know in the Discord if you want to do this in multiplayer. I think it would be a fabulous multiplayer map in the kind of community style where everyone is on one farm, all working to one goal, and that is to do as much as possible on the map as far as production goes and so forth. And until next time, happy farming.